So I've finally gotten around to watching Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. I'm John Berry. In today's episode of Harry Potter Talk, I'm going to be reviewing Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. From a filmmaking perspective, this was a good film. Was it the best? No, but I think they did a good job. Cinematography was good. Music was good, for the most part. I do feel like it was kind of weird that they used Hedwig's theme, or also the main theme from Harry Potter films, as a musical cue for Hogwarts. I understand why they did that, but I feel like there might have been a better piece of music to fit, because when I hear the Hedwig theme, I think of Harry Potter himself and his story. I don't think of Hogwarts, or I think of the Wizarding World as a whole. So, but I understand why they did that, because a lot of people, again, associate that with Hogwarts, because it's often used at Hogwarts, so it's very much understandable why. And the cinematography was all good. What I thought the film fell short was in development. Plot development, not so much, and some of it I thought was a bit rushed. But character development for Newt's brother, Thaddeus, or is it Thaddeus? But I'm just going to call him Newt's brother because I can't remember how to pronounce it. But I felt like Newt's brother was underdeveloped in the film. Like, his introduction was kind of lackluster. Well, it's only alluded to his and his brother's relationship. So, I felt like they needed some better, like a flashback scene. They did a flashback to establish, Newt and Lena Lestrange's relationship. They did flashbacks to help establish that at the time at Hogwarts. I feel like they should have done like a flashback to Newt and his brother's home life when they were younger and training to be wizards. Because I feel like that would help establish their relationship as characters. I thought that was really needed, because it's only established in dialogue and their interactions in the present, but I felt like a good flashback scene would have really helped cement the development. But overall, I think cinematically it was done very well, just with a few development things, and I feel like parts of the plot were rushed. But cinematography and musically, it was all superb. I just would have chosen a better musical cue for Hogwarts, but what they did was still a very good decision to make going on. No, I'm thinking differently than the majority of people who are going to end up watching the film. Hedwig's theme for them is Hogwarts. It is Harry Potter in that world. I understand why. I can't think of a better tune off the top of my head. I just feel like there could have been a better choice from the Harry Potter films. But I think Hedwig's theme was used to introduce Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, depending on where you live. So, again, good decision making. I just, wondering if there was a better choice. But that's kind of my thoughts on that stuff. Now let's talk about it as a sequel, because that's really what this film is going to be judged on by everyone. So, let's talk about it this way. Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt because I don't have a Harry Potter shirt. I got Star Wars books at Tail. I have one here hidden behind the Harry Potter book there. But yeah, so I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I've watched the films, most of them twice at the very least. Attack of the Clones, Empire Strikes Back, and Last Jedi. Those are the second installments in each of their trilogies. Well, let's start with Attack of the Clones. My least favorite Star Wars film. I prefer the holiday special. Seriously, I actually do. Attack of the Clones, I think, it was failed across the board. Poor plot, poor character development, except for with Obi-Wan. They did a good job with that character. Acting could have been improved and all that stuff. Like, that film I felt like failed. Like, truly failed. Last Jedi has flaws. I don't think it failed. I'll be doing a video where I'll be talking about how to improve those flaws sometime in the future. A week or two maybe even this week. But essentially, I don't think it failed. I don't think it was a terrible film like some people do. I just think it has flaws and is overall a good film. Empire Strikes Back, excellent film. My opinion for Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald is very much like my opinion on Star Wars: Last Jedi. A good film, good filmmaking, it just failed in some areas. Like, it didn't live up to what it needed to. More for the Crimes of Grindelwald than Last Jedi. I in fact prefer The Last Jedi over the Crimes of Grindelwald. Now, unlike lots of people, I don't consider it a bad film. For both of those films, but this is for the Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. I don't consider it a bad film. I do, however, consider it a poor sequel. Still better than Attack of the Clones, but it's not a good sequel. Like, if I don't watch this again, I'm fine. But I would love to watch Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them again. That was an excellent film. I really enjoyed it. In fact, my favorite parts of the Crimes of Grindelwald were when Newt was interacting with the Fantastic Beasts, which I feel like there needs to be more of. But when Newt was in his element, he was in his element. That's when the film was on shine, when they were focusing on Newt being Newt. Not focusing on Grindelwald, not focusing on Newt's brother, not focusing on Nina Lestrange, but focusing on Newt. And Tina also as well, too, to a certain extent. And also Queenie and that. That's when the film shined, focusing on our main foe from the first film. That is when the film shined, when they were on point with those characters. And they were particularly on point when Newt was in the scene. If Newt wasn't interacting with them, I felt like the film fell. I gotta say, Newt is my favorite character out of the two Fantastic Beasts films so far. I even prefer... Actually, let's expand to the entire Wizarding World. He's my favorite character. He's the most relatable in my opinion. Especially for me. While I'm not as into animals as he is, I still find him the most relatable across the board, personality-wise and all that. And when they got Newt on screen, they got him correct. You know, his nervousness, his all that. His softer demeanor. That is what I really liked about the film, Newt. And that's what I really liked about the previous film. Had more Newt in it, which was why it was, I think, so good. In this film, there wasn't enough Newt in it. So just put a little more Newt, but no Iron Newt. And if they just put some more Newt in it, I felt like it would have been a much better film. And also, they needed to do a bit... They call it Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Well, I think they needed to put a little more crimes in there. Like, maybe actually have him stand trial before he escapes. No, we see the trial and all that. Maybe even Newt comes in to testify. And his awkward demeanor, which would be excellent, because I really love that about the character. It's very relatable for me, as I said so many times already. So they have done that, and then have him escape after the trial, before whether it's a Dementor kiss, or life imprisoned, or whatever they decide to do to punish him. That's when they should have had Grindelwald escape. Because then, having a trial, they would have been able to focus more on the Crimes of Grindelwald part. And then, you have him escape, and then you can go right to the Strange Family crypt and do that entire scene, no problem. And you can even still have, the other side plot, the other part. But essentially, Grindelwald's story needs to be changed for the film to, I think, truly work out. It's Grindelwald, in his story, where I think the film kind of slacked off a little bit. Because he was like, I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking in the film as a whole. I definitely think it could have been improved. I don't think it's as bad as people say. But I certainly can see where it needs to improve, and that it should have been approached slightly different. Or maybe not as it should have been, but it could have been. Because again, it's ultimately the filmmaker's choice on the story they tell. It's just I feel like some choices could have been made differently and might have produced more widespread appealing results. Let's put it that way. Overall, I thought it was a decent film. No, so is it my favorite? No, it's not my favorite Harry Potter film at all. I'm actually not sure what it is. I'm just looking at my Harry Potter DVDs, which are on my bookcase down here. Don't have all of them quite yet. But yeah. It's like, I think it's better than the Goblet of Fire, only because the Goblet of Fire cut out a huge part of the book that was, I thought, decently enjoyable to read. So, there's that. I'm still not sure my entire rating, but just kind of give you that. It's kind of on par with some of the worst Harry Potter films, but it's certainly by no means a bad film like some people are claiming. I just think it was a good film from a filmmaking perspective, but if you're talking about story and character development, they kind of failed in certain aspects, but the most important aspect, in my opinion, Newt's character, is where they succeeded. And that's what I want to leave with you. They succeeded in getting Newt's character on point. For the most part. I feel like one or two scenes they had him slightly off, but across the board, they did a good job with Newt, which I thought was the most important part of the film. So thank you for listening to my thoughts on this. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Also consider following me on social media, join my Discord, or supporting me on Patreon. The links are in the description, so you can go check them out if you will. Also, if you want to watch more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. I got Star Wars content most every week. I also have, of course, Harry Potter content. Not as frequently, but it will come out. And other reviews for things like that are coming out. 3 videos a week normally. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Have a good one.